Hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to share with you the 5-step process to turning complete strangers into high-paying clients in under 48 hours. Let's get into it. Firstly, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Penberthy. I'm the founder of AdClients.com, where we help you create, launch, and scale your online courses and your coaching programs. And I'm pleased you're here. Listen, if you're watching this video, chances are you have a course or coaching or something that you are looking to offer, and you are realizing it's getting harder and harder in the current climate of the internet marketing industry to land more clients. Not least to get attention of the people that you want, but then actually converting them into a high-paying course customer or coaching program client is simply getting more difficult. And I want to share with you the 5 things that you need to know to effectively, right here, right now, still turn strangers to clients in under 48 hours. And there are 5 steps involved in doing that, and you need to properly understand each of these 5 steps and implement them correctly into your marketing to enable that to happen. There is a journey that you're going to go on to attract someone's attention who is a complete stranger, to get them to giving you money. And we need to make sure that every step that needs to be there is included. So this is most likely going to be a part 1 and a part 2 because it's a relatively big topic. So I'm going to start in today's video taking you through the 5 steps. We'll most likely get up to step 3 and then we'll resume in part 2 that we'll upload in the next few days. So let me first tell you what these 5 things are, and then we will go into a bit more detail into each one, okay? So for your notes, if you are following along, step 1 is attention and hooks, okay? Attention and hooks, that's step 1. Step 2 is the bait and the entry point, okay? So the bait and the entry point. Step 3, I missed my finger. Step 3 is the value and the relationship. Value and relationship. Step 4 is the offer, and step 5 is the close, okay? They are different steps, the offer and the close. That is something that people pull together and they think, oh, I'll just tell someone what I've got. No, there's step 4, the offer, step 5, the close. I'm gonna break down why they are different, okay? So let's start with step 1, attention and hooks. Listen, traffic generation goes deeper than just running a Facebook ad, running a YouTube ad, running a LinkedIn ad, or whatever it is. We think about creating an offer, building a sales funnel. Okay, great. Now I've just got to drive traffic. Okay, it's more than that. It's bigger than that. You've got to realize that right now, with how busy social media is becoming and how difficult it is to get attention, we actually need to make that a step in the process. It's not enough to just run a Facebook ad and say, well, I launched an ad. No, the way that you launch that ad, the things that you're saying, the things that you're doing are going to make a huge difference, okay? You've got to realize that now on Facebook, your potential clients and course customers are scrolling. They're seeing ad after ad after ad. And no matter what industry you're in, no matter what product or service you sell, no matter what solution you bring or problem you solve, there is someone else doing it. Okay, in the fitness space, tons. Dog training, tons. Marketing, business, so many people. So it's not enough to just drive traffic. We have to grab attention, and that is step 1. We have to do something that stands out. If we're running an ad on the news feed, if we're running a video ad on YouTube, if we're doing traffic generation on any other platform, you have to pay very close attention to the first 10 seconds of a video ad, or the first or the headline in your ad, the first little bit of the copy for someone to click see more and read the rest. That's the attention part. We've got to first gain someone's attention, then we can drive that traffic somewhere. Okay? So what you've got to make sure that you're doing is that you're not sounding like everyone else. You're not blending in. You're not creating a vanilla Facebook ad or video ad, but you are doing something that stands out, that creates curiosity, that creates intrigue, and that actually calls out the right type of people. One of the things that works really well, and we teach this to our clients, is niching down slightly inside of your industry to call out a certain demographic or a certain problem that we can major on that's going to help that person feel understood when we grab their attention. Okay, so if it's you help people get in shape, right? And it's specifically men. Maybe you'll do like one of our clients, David, who he targets men over 50 and teaches them to get in shape. Now, if there is a man over 50 on Facebook and he sees 2 ads at the exact same time or very close together, and they both have the same outcome, they could both help him. But one of them is just generally saying, hey, I can help you get in shape if you're a dude. And the other person is saying, hey, listen, I get it. If you're over 50, there's a different way that you need to work out. Different types of foods that you should eat for your age, whatever it is, you are going to gravitate. That 50-year-old is going to gravitate to that messaging, to that hook. He's going to give his attention over here because that resonates with him better. So we have to grab attention. That is step 1. It's so important. So do an audit of the ads and your traffic generation efforts right now and see if you are actually calling people out, if you are grabbing enough attention, or if you are just blending in with everyone else. If you're blending in, you've got to dramatically change it. Now, here's a couple of tips on how you can grab attention in your ads. Is just go to the Facebook ad library and check out your competition. People that you know are selling and doing something very similar to you, and see what they're doing. See what headlines they're using. See what they're saying in the first part of their videos. See what they're doing to stand out and grab attention, and do the same thing with a resource called VidTeo, I think it's pronounced, vidteo.com. It's a YouTube spy tool, but it'll help you look at what other people are doing with their YouTube ads. You can see the ones that are doing well, and you can start to model the hooks and angles, specifically the things that they're saying in the very first part of their ad, okay? That is going to give you a much greater return on your time and money putting into traffic. Step 2 is the bait and the entry point, okay? So once we've grabbed someone's attention, once we have their eyeballs, now we need to have a message that will lead them into our world, right? We want them to click off of that social platform that they're on and actually engage in our business, engage with our website or our sales funnel or whatever that next step is. Now, a couple of key things that I want to talk about here. You need to make sure that whatever your bait is, whatever your entry point is something that has the end goal in mind. This is so important. Let's say you're selling coaching, okay? Then you want to make sure that the lead magnets you're using as bait, or the vehicle that you're sending people through, be that a webinar or something else, is geared to lead someone to that end result. What do you teach in that coaching program? What do you focus on? Who do you focus on helping? And you need to make sure that the messaging, the things that you're saying in that lead magnet or in that funnel, is congruent for who you want. So let me give you an example. This is one of our lead magnets. It's called the No Pitch Webinar Blueprint. And it's just a really cool resource that we give out to people online. We'll show them what they need to do and say in their webinar to turn people from strangers to ready to buy clients, okay? You can grab a copy of this too. There's a link in the description box. Go ahead and check that out. You can download it and follow along. But this is designed in a very specific way. Firstly, the end offer, the coaching that we ideally want to sell to potential clients of ours, majors in webinars. So there's no need for us to have bait that is about a book funnel, or bait that's about the perfect social media post or something like that, whereas we're trying to then take them into a funnel where eventually we're going to sell them on how to grow their business with webinars. There's a disconnect there. We also want to make sure that the lead magnet is perfect for the type of person that we want out the other end. So here you can see it says how coaches and course creators can sell high ticket packages on a webinar without selling. We focus at my company helping coaches and course creators to sell high ticket stuff. So we want to make sure that that's embedded in the messaging for this bait, embedded in the messaging of the entry point to grab the attention of the right people before they ever even come into our world. So you need to do the same thing. Now, it doesn't have to be a lead magnet. We use one of our main vehicles for generating new clients is webinars, as you can imagine. Lead magnets is a little part. Webinars is the main focus point. I'm going to talk more about that in part 2 when we get there. And I'll share how and why we're using webinars, why they're so effective. But that as an entry point is great for us because irrespective of the webinar doing well and being a really good conversion vehicle, irrespective of that, we are building an email list on the front end, which for us is really, really important. So that's the right entry point. So the bait at that point is to register for our webinar. We'll have a good hook, a good angle, a headline that connects with the right type of person that we want with the end result in mind. And they register for that webinar, they're primed and ready, they're in our sales process, and they're gonna come on that webinar and get a ton of value, and then some of them will become clients. And again, we'll talk more about that in part 2, but it's perfect as an entry point. We haven't at that point needed to create a lead magnet. The webinar is the lead magnet. So think this through. Step 2, your bait, your entry point needs to be something that matches up with the type of person that you actually want in your sales funnel. Otherwise, you'll have a bunch of people clicking on your ads, coming into your world, but actually they would never buy something because it was the wrong positioning, it was the wrong messaging. Couple of extra things before we move on from part 2. Firstly, how do you get some ideas for this? It's really simple. Again, model what's working. Okay, if you're in my industry, if you're doing something similar, then model what I'm doing and what's working for us. And it's easy to see that because you'll see more of it. If it's working, I'll be doing more of it. If you're in a different industry, go and see what your competitors are doing, what the big names in your space are doing, not just the attention grabbing piece and the hooks that they're using, but what sales funnels are they using? What's the entry point? What is the bait? What's the messaging in the lead magnet? Get some ideas from that. That's actually going to be the lowest hanging fruit, to just look at that. Last thing on step 2 is that please keep in mind, you do not need a bunch of entry points. You do not need a bunch of bait. Okay, if your business is not doing $20,000 a month consistently right now, then you do not need more than one entry point. Okay, so many people overcomplicate this. They're trying to get their business going, they're not landing clients, they're not making the money that they should be. So they just think, well, I'll create more lead magnets, I'll do more webinars, I'll build more funnels, and it's more. That is actually distracting you from doubling down and getting good results with one funnel and one offer. Okay, I teach my clients something called the 1-1-1 rule. And it makes the point that you only need one offer, one funnel, and one traffic source to get your business to $20,000 a month. I got a whole video on that concept. So click up here or in the description box and you can check out that video. And so you do not need to have a bunch of stuff. It will be a distraction and it'll actually get you further away from getting results. So that is step 2, the bait, the entry point. So we were about to move on to step 3, which is the value and the relationship piece. And in fact, this is key. If you grab the right attention and have the right entry point, but you do not know how to properly connect with the audience, build value and relationship, the whole thing's gonna fall. You will never get clients at the other end. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna bring that into part 2 because I think this video has already gone perhaps long enough. So here's what you need to do. If you are watching part 1 at the time of us uploading this, and you're gonna have to wait a few days, come back and check when we upload part 2 in the next few days. Or if you're seeing that this video right now was uploaded a few days ago or a few weeks ago, then click up here or click down in the description box and we'll have a link to part 2 where we'll get into the value and relationship, the offer, and the close. It's super duper important. So hopefully you found this video and part 1 helpful. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. We put out new videos like this every single week that I think you'll find helpful. And finally, if you've been seeing me and my team and my content for a while now, and you're feeling like the time has come for you to perhaps investigate whether coaching with me and my team is exactly what you need right now to build a system like the one we're talking about here that can have you turning strangers to clients in 48 hours, that's exactly what we work with our clients to achieve. If that would be interesting to have a chat with us to see if it's a good fit for you, click the link in the description box. There'll be something down there to get in touch with my team and have a chat and see if it's a good fit. So with that, appreciate you watching this and I'll see you in part 2.